Live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. This is Owen Dimple with your Sports Center update, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area, Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Brewers capped off a successful homestand yesterday with their dominating 11-2 win over the Colorado Rockies. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Jacob Misiorowski has set yet another franchise milestone, this time by striking out the first 7 hitters to open the ballgame. The Miz controlled the game from the mound by going 5 2/3 innings and finishing with 12 strikeouts to no walks and only 1 solo home run that was tagged to him. He was supported by the lineup collecting 14 total hits and the aforementioned 11 runs, including the rookies Luis Lara and Cooper Pratt, each contributing 2 hits and 2 RBIs. With the win, the Brewers won the series over the Rockies and finished 7-2 across their 9-game homestand. Now the Brewers head west for a 6-game road trip that starts tonight out in San Francisco against the Giants. First pitch is scheduled for 8:45 p.m. and pregame coverage starts at 8:10 right here on 100.5 ESPN. Madison's home of the Brewers. Wilde and Tausch starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Monday edition. The you may not recognize this voice edition. You may not understand where the other voice is because now he's out for a period of time edition. But gosh darn it, the heck anyway. We're so lucky to have Jesse Nelson always or almost always there to step into the breach. Were you in the sun this weekend?
I was. Yeah, I was.
Do you need some aloe vera?
No, I feel good.
Are you sure? Because
I
you look like a tomato.
The YouTube dwellers were quick to point out when I filled in hosting with Tausch last week how shiny I was a couple of times here in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. I've been out in the sun a lot, Jason. That's what people do in the summer. I don't know about you. I don't know what you've been up to the last 10 days, whatever it's been. But
usually they wear sunscreen, which apparently you didn't do.
No.
Edition.
I'll tell you all about
Wilde
that.
and Tausch.
Hey.
On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video where you can see Jesse in all his sunburnt glory on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And, of course, everything you need on the incredible ESPN Wisconsin app, which is A, free, B, fully customizable, and C, can be found both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Mark Tauscher is on assignment from now until
Forever.
we celebrate our 10th anniversary date, at least, I feel. In his stead, Jesse Nelson, who I'm confused by the dynamic today because usually when Tausch is out, we get someone of some renown. Bryan Bulaga, John Anderson. Instead, when I'm out, you're the one who slides into my chair, which makes sense because neither of us is as popular as Tausch. We need star power when Tausch isn't here. Instead, it's the two of us and Owen.
Well, first of all, that's disrespectful to Owen. He's our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe it better. He's a big
Good morning,
deal
Owen.
here.
Thanks for stepping into Jesse's role so Jesse can be a host.
Good morning, guys. I'm glad to be back. I've been filling in a lot lately.
Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch. It's been fun.
Me
It's a
too,
fair
Owen.
statement. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it all works around here anymore. I know we've got 2 weeks is a long time to fill for old T being out of here. And so I guess as luck would have it, day number 1 of available cousin subs of the day, I drew the lucky straw to step in here and host with you. So I know we've got some plans for some, I guess, what's the word you used?
Star power. Yeah,
more
I don't know if
guests of more renown can step in here in the coming days. But
as
you get
luck
me
would
today.
have it. Yeah, as luck would have it is not the phrase that I would use, but we appreciate you nonetheless being in that very important chair. Usually you're in my chair. Now you're in Tausch's chair. So I assume you're just going to have a host of insightful, wise analogies and takes, as opposed to when you're sitting in my chair, where you're basically just holding on for dear life with Tausch, which is what I do on a normal, regular basis. So it's a shift in roles for you. Are you prepared for that level of responsibility?
No, I am not. And here's the thing, Jason. Whether you like this or not, you're going to be the star today. You're like our cousin sub of the day because you haven't been here in forever. So we have a lot to catch up on with you from the days that you've been gone. And this is your week to shine, pal. This is you this week. This is training camp week. Kickoff on Wednesday. Shareholders meeting today. Everybody's rolling into town for the first time in over a month. Like, this is your week. You're culminating your most important Packers list, your positional breakdowns at channel3000.com. You are the star this week. So it doesn't matter if I'm sitting here or Bulaga or whoever else we're going to have filling in the next 2 weeks. This is your week to shine, baby. Let's go.
I'm very curious to see if the good people of the YouTube community agree
I'm not.
with the level of star power. You recruited a handful of young people to join your army, if I recall. I think I saw this on social media somewhere. You were out there teaching the youngsters of America, or at least of Dane County, at the Dane County Fair. If you want to be a broadcaster, then come along with me. And I don't know if any of them are old enough to subscribe to our YouTube channel, though, so I don't know how much help they'll be against the forces that are less than big fans of you and your crispy sunburn.
Yeah, they're going to need their parents' permission, I think. Yeah, while you were gone, one of the things I had some fun doing out at the Dane County Fair, and this is the 3rd year we've been doing this now, the ESPN Madison announcer experience on Kids Day with Jesse Nelson. They've turned me into a fair exhibit. My name's on the poster. I'm on the website. Got my big old mug smiling to everybody there as they walk into the event center at the Dane County Fair by the Alliant Energy Center, and then they come in. Yeah, we had the David Gilreath kickoff return against Ohio State, which all these kids weren't born when that happened, which is also wild to think about. So they were doing their best calls of he could go all the way, doing that, and I was helping and like they came up and we did some talk show stuff. I was interviewing some of them as they went, but unfortunately, because all the rides were shut down at the Dane County Fair that day, because this air quality thing was going on while you were gone too. So the rides weren't running outside. So everybody was inside. So we had some extra people coming through, but also I think a lot of the school groups were still there, like camp groups, but not a lot of friends and family bringing their kids out. And so we need everyone to sign some slips to like approve that we can use their kids' audio or video.
Sure.
And, we got
the legal department.
ESPNWisconsinContest.com and whatnot. And we didn't get many of those. So we haven't played any of it or posted any of it because I don't know what's legal to play or post. with the kids coming up to the
with
booth.
minors.
Yeah,
yes.
so I don't want to get in trouble. I'll just tell you we had a great time. You saw the picture I sent you privately. It was fun. We had a blast, and we're looking forward to continuing to do that for the years to come because it's always a highlight of the year for me.
Well, I'm glad that the kids had something so enjoyable to experience with all the rides shut down of being able to meet the legendary Jesse J. Nelson and call David Gilreath's "This game is underway" with a bang.
I'm not sure if they enjoyed it more than making their own butter. The butter stand is always very popular at the Dane County Fair. They get to go churn their own butter. They get a little test tube full of it that they get to take home. All the kids are always very proud of the butter that they get to bring from the Dane County Fair. Also, so that of the indoor exhibits, I think the butter's probably number one, and then the Jesse Nelson announcer experience with ESPN Madison might be a close number two, if I had to guess.
Well, I certainly hope they had a good time, and I do, all kidding aside, I do love that you do that. You didn't have any younger siblings, but the reports I get is that you're really good with the kids and they have a really good time. So thank you for your service on that. Now,
we have fun.
Before we move forward, we have to address the tomato in the room. So what exactly have you been doing? I mean, maybe it's just the lighting in there.
Okay, so it's not bad. I've definitely been more sunburned. This does look a lot worse on this video stream than it actually is. It's not bad
you're
at all.
saying, so what you're trying to tell me is it's not as bad as the video makes it appear, because you look like you're medium well to well done.
No, it is not bad at all. It's not warranting we go up north for the 4th of July, and there's at least one day out of the bunch that we're up there around 4th of July week where I'm in a lot worse shape than this.
The Super Bowl of the summer, from what I hear.
It is. So I was at the Chicago White Sox game yesterday afternoon. Kind of weird that I've never been to a White Sox game until this year, and now I've been to 2 on Sundays in the span of a month.
Not in a suite this time, I'm guessing.
No, I was not with the president of Hard Rock Casino Rockford this time in a suite. We were out amongst the people in section, I think it was 540, way up top. So a bunch of my college friends, when they were up for Memorial Day, they came over and we're sitting around. A couple of them are White Sox fans. We went to Bradley in Peoria, Illinois, so some of them live in the Chicago area. They're White Sox fans. So they've been saying for a few years, let's get together and go to a White Sox game. At the time, I'm like, I've never been to a White Sox game. I'd love to do that. Let's find a day that works. So we picked yesterday as the day that we were going to go. Well, then obviously I ended up going a couple of weeks ago, and it turns out I didn't really need to go yesterday. But we went. There were 10 of us in total. It escalated, and I don't think it escalated for the better. Not that it wasn't great to see everybody, but we had this. So it was the guys that came up Memorial Day weekend. Becca and her friends had started their road trip at that point. So I thought, and I think we were all kind of on the same page, it was going to be just the fellas going to the White Sox game. And then 2 weeks ago, we're like, oh, yeah, so we're actually doing this. We should probably buy some tickets. And one of them goes, yeah, my girlfriend and I are in. And we were like, oh, okay. And then one of the guys responds, yeah, Danielle, his wife, is in too. And suddenly all the significant others were going. And so I went to Becca, who is not interested. She's good for one baseball game a year. And I dragged her to Fenway Park. We sat in the sun for a night game. I messed up buying the seats when we were in Boston. We were looking into it was a 6:45 first pitch for the first 4 innings. Everyone on the first base side of Fenway is like this, looking into the sun. We got more sunburn there than we did last night. I can tell you that.
Thanks for clarifying, because when you said sitting facing the sun at a night game, I got confused.
Understood. So she was already kind of upset. I said, look, all the significant others are going. We gotta get you over to this too. And she's like, all right, I'll go, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. Hey, I understand. So we drove 2.5 hours. We got there. We're sitting in the sun. My friend who bought the tickets did not look up where the shade was, so we were also in the sun in section 540, which is a lot worse than when you're at a Brewers game and you're wearing you got a yellow shirt a lot of times on. Everyone's wearing black yesterday because it's the White Sox, so you're in the sun baking. You had to go get some beverages to stay cool, take a walk around the concourse to get into the shade for a bit. Like we messed up the seats. We sat in the sun the whole game. We did not bring any sunscreen. So I did get a little bit burnt. I don't look nearly as bad as what it looks like on the video stream in real life. So the lighting in here is not doing me any justice. But I did get a little bit burnt. We sat in the sun. White Sox won. Grace Egan of the Wisconsin volleyball team. What a surprise. She threw out one of the ceremonial first pitches yesterday. So that was pretty cool. She's from Illinois originally, so that was kind of fun with the Wisconsin connection. And the White Sox won. They might not be that bad after all. And then as I'm watching the game, I'm also following along on my phone, seeing Miz strike out the first 7 and 12 of 13, and just to have like one of the greatest games he's ever pitched. So I wish we would have gone to the Brewers game instead. More shade available at American Family Field. But we had a good time yesterday, and yes, I did get a little bit burnt in the sun. Thank you for pointing that out.
Well, I know there's a lot of concern out there on the YouTube comments about your skin health. Ron, sunblock. My daughter is a dermatologist. She removes a lot of skin cancers from old guys who never used it. So
I use it, Ron. I am Captain.
People are just looking out for you.
I am Captain Reapply when we are up north for 4th of July week. I am the first one who is saying, "Hey, reapply every 90 minutes. Got to do it. Get the lotion on first, then you do the spray after, because the spray doesn't do it. You got to do the lotion first." I get it. So just a little bit of a snafu yesterday, but I promise it's not as bad as it looks.
Okay, we're just looking out for your skin health. All right.
Well, wait a minute. Enough about me. What did you do while you were gone for 8 days? Everyone has heard enough from me the last 8 days. What have you been doing?
Got our life in order. Got ready for the long marathon that is the Packers season. The Packers kickoff practice on Wednesday. Today is the shareholders meeting at Lambeau Field. That begins at 1:30. It would appear, based on my Weather Channel app, that we will have strong thunderstorms coming through about 1:05. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to function for shareholders. We'll see if that weather pattern holds out, but that is the big thing for today. We did spend some time on Friday with Ed Policy. I passed along. I'm really becoming a TV guy now. Like I'm filming interview sessions. It's we'll have some video at some point of the things that Ed Policy had to say. I want to talk about those. We are finally getting down to the final 2 spots, which everybody knows what they are, for our countdown of the most important Packers. Spoiler alert, Micah Parsons will be posted here shortly. He is number 2, and that leaves only one player to be number 1. But we will get into all of that. I am glad that Jesse is here. I enjoy giving him a hard time. I am a little bit between the we were sitting facing the sun for a night game, and everyone's wearing black because it's the White Sox. There's been a couple of remarks. I mean, it could be you could wear white if you're at a White Sox game and it's sunny, right?
No, everybody wears black.
That seems like a bad idea.
Everybody.
Our resident White Sox fan, Ashton Rotman, about that. I prefer the old, 80s White Sox when they were, gray and navy and red with Sox written. Lamar Hoyt and that crowd. But
a lot of Paul Konerko, Frank Thomas conversation yesterday. My personal favorite, Scott Podsednik,
former Brewer. What were the opinions of your lovely better half, who was so happy to be there? What did Becca think of former White Sox, Chet Lemon, Harold Baines? Who was she dropping?
We didn't talk about Baines while she was there. Yeah,
Hall of Famer, isn't he? Did he get in the Hall of Fame? I think he might have.
I think he is. Yeah.
All right, Jesse is here. Because Jesse is in, it's not the driver's seat. I don't know what seat it is right now. This is like driver's ed, where the driver, the student driver, and then the instructor both have the ability to control the vehicle. So this will be interesting. Owen Dimpfel is our cousin sub of the day in Jesse's spot. Tausch will be out this week and next. I got varying degrees of feedback from how my time away went. A lot of people really enjoying Matt LePay being in.
Yeah, that was fun on Friday. That was a lot of fun.
Everybody loves Matt LePay, and he was in on Friday along with a conversation with Luke Fickell, which we will hear coming up, or at least a snippet thereof, because Jesse's going to get me caught up with a little Did You Hear This? That is coming up after we hear from Tausch, not from beyond the great beyond. He's traveling. And so he's not far away from our hearts, but he is recorded when he tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. More Wilde and Tausch with Jesse, Owen, and me next. So stick around.
Mark Tosher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. While you're shopping for new windows and doors, should never include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing and honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tosher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
It's nice to know some things are still made locally.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your custom jewelry is designed and handcrafted right here by local craftspeople.
No mass production. No sending your piece out. Just real craftsmanship made right here in our community.
Custom jewelry.
Designed locally.
Crafted locally.
Only at Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Discover the all-new TPC Wisconsin, Madison's premier destination for families, women, and golfers of all levels. Fresh off a stunning $30 million transformation, TPC Wisconsin offers more than championship golf. Enjoy a welcoming community with tennis, pickleball, a world-class golf academy, swimming, fitness, and family-friendly activities all year long. Experience the newest TPC golf club in the world right here in Madison. Visit tpcwisconsin.com to explore memberships and schedule your tour today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Every kid deserves a chance to have fun, and that's what Paul's Party is all about. Paul's Party is a Madison area nonprofit helping kids with physical disabilities experience the joy of sports. They fund expensive recreational equipment and activities like sled hockey gear, chairs for track, tennis and basketball, and much more, so more kids can enjoy the fun. Because at Paul's Party, sports are for everyone. Learn more or make a donation today at paulsparty.org. That's paulsparty.org.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde and Tausch. Sans Tausch. He'll be back, though, eventually. I am back after it's not long enough to be a sabbatical, but I will say this. I'm not good at taking days off. It's just not, I had a lot of writing to do anyway as we get ready for camp. You can read all that on channel3000.com, of course, for free, where you get what you pay for, which I think is pretty good coverage. I did not listen to the program. I want Jesse to feel like he can spread his wings when he actually does sit in my seat. Apparently, I hurt some feelings on social media because there was a day where Molly and Jim took the show over because Jesse and Tausch took the day off too.
Long story.
So just understand, I take a little bit of time off, and you guys got to take a day off in there?
Tausch felt we were working too hard without you. He said we needed a day. I said, okay. Don't twist my arm, old T. So we did.
It's an interesting development there. I didn't do any or wasn't planning on doing any of my radio hits either across our various shows. And then our buddy Josh DiMaggio called on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee, and I was sitting in a parking lot while Maddie was at cross-country practice, so I did that. And then I got Homer and Bulaga mad at me because I didn't do their show last Thursday. So, look, I'm just here to tell you that for future reference, for the people in HR, for our avid listeners of the shows who want their Packers even when it's not Packers season, I won't do that again. I may take a couple days off from the show. I'm not gonna skip all my appearances. I went through a little bit of withdrawal. Tausch likes to tease me on this show when I get itchy and hivey because we're talking too much nonsense and not enough Packers. I got those symptoms during my time not on the air, so I'm glad to be back with Jesse, with Owen. Jesse, do we have as the 1927 Yankees were referred to, the murderer's row of cousin subs, besides you, who's more of a Scott Podsednik type player? Good player, right? Good range.
Rookie of the year, I think.
More of a singles hitter, not a
steals
big
leader. Yeah, I'm fast. I'm speedy.
Do we know who else we've got in our rotation? Jacob Mizorowski, is he going to do a turn in our rotation?
That'd be pretty sweet.
He'd be bringing the heat.
Some of the regulars that we've grown accustomed to having join us while Tausch is gone for some of these longer periods of time are scheduled to appear over the next 2 weeks. So Bryan Bulaga, John Anderson, Gabe Neitzel, and we've got a few other surprises along the way as well. So stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. I don't want to spoil it for when everyone's going to be here, because then people will only look forward to those. So join us every day to find out who the cousin sub of the day is as we get into Packers training camp starting on Wednesday.
All right. Well, Jesse has lined up some clips from our My Time Away. I am aware of one of them, which I noticed wound up becoming viral with a lot of people chiming in. Did this occur when they were filling in for us? Did this happen in our window?
It did. Of course it did, yeah. We're replaying. So I'll take it from here, Jason. So Oh, and why don't we get ready to play a little round of Did You Hear This? All right, Did You Hear This? Wilde and Tausch while Jason was gone edition. We begin with what happened most recently. Jason, Luke Fickell joining Matt LePay and Mark Tauscher, the Badgers Radio Network fill-in booth. By the way, big announcement while you were gone. 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, now the home of Wisconsin Badgers football and Badgers athletics on the WTMJ app, the ESPN Wisconsin app. Big announcement that took place last week.
Yeah, I saw it.
September,
part of it.
September 6th, it all kicks off. Luke Fickell joined LePay and Tausch on Friday, and he was asked by Mark Tauscher to share a message for Badgers fans, what he wants to say to the fans here heading into the 2026 season. Here is what Luke Fickell had to say.
We know inside this program what we want our identity to be. Our job is to see what we promote, what we permit, and ultimately what we put on film as our identity. And, we want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And I really do believe with the leadership and the things that we've done and how we've grown, and to be quite honest with you, with the adversity that we've taken, right? The punches we've taken the last year in particular, the ones that want to be about that, the ones that want that to be their identity and this identity as we grow this program are the ones that are here. And to me, that's where the optimism is.
Luke Fickell said that on Wilde and Tausch on Friday. I thought his appearance was really good. Tausch and LePay both agreed as well. It felt like the most tangible, substantial information he gave us in the times that he's joined us on this program. And he outlined very specifically what he wants to see from Badger football here in 2026. He outlined the identity of the team on a number of occasions during that conversation. I thought he was really good. What'd you make of what the head coach said there?
Yeah, tough, nasty, and disciplined is great. And I think they showed some real flashes of being a good defense last year, obviously. I'd also like an offense that scores points once in a while. And I think that's really important. And we will see if Colton Joseph is the quarterback we've all been waiting for. That's his name, right? You
got it. Oh, yeah, okay. Colton Joseph. Kojo.
We know what this offense has done when they had serviceable quarterbacks. They've obviously had portal quarterbacks 3 years running, and all three of them got hurt, and none of them really panned out. So hopefully that is different. But as Tausch likes to say about Matt LaFleur and about Goody, that's great. Whatever you say is great. But go out and do it now. And obviously they can't do it until they play in that game at Lambeau Field on September 6th against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But, the punches that we've taken, okay. I would also say that, some of the failings have probably been self-inflicted. And everyone has to do a better job from the top on down. And we will see what happens. Their schedule certainly lines up to give them a better opportunity to succeed, and I hope they do. And we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being the case.
You can find Luke Fickell's full appearance with us on the ESPN Wisconsin app and on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels from Friday's show with Matt LePay as our cousin sub of the day. That was pretty fun, having Matt LePay here in studio for all 3 hours on Friday.
Yeah, did he mentor you as his son?
He always mentors me as his son, Jason. I mean, it's a lifelong responsibility that he carries now. It's like that lifetime contract he's got at UW. It's part of the deal. Speaking of the Badgers, I thought I said something pretty interesting, so of course I put that in here.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Just to be clear again.
Yeah.
I thought I said something pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
Tausch would agree, I think. Tausch, whenever I try to do analogies like Tausch, he usually poo-poos it. He didn't poo-poo this one, so I wanted you to hear it and see what you think of this comparison that I made after I attended the Brewers game last week, Monday night, and the Brewers woke up on Tuesday with the best record in baseball. They wake up today a half game back of the Dodgers for the best record in baseball, by the way, this morning. What do you think of this analogy I said last week, Jason? I believe the mentality of the fan base is just like when the Badgers were going through that season. Everyone was scared of Kentucky. Kentucky was undefeated.
Oh, you think so?
Kentucky was the team that no one wanted to face. Everyone except here in the state of Wisconsin. We said, we're ready for Kentucky. Everything that the Badgers did that entire season was with the mentality that there was going to be a rematch showdown, because remember, they lost to Kentucky in the Final Four the year before. There was going to be a rematch showdown with Kentucky in the Final Four.
I'm starting to like this.
And that would be almost the exact same scenario that the Brewers and the Dodgers could be on a collision course for this
high-priced talent, everybody, the Blue Bloods. This is starting to make sense.
So every decision the Brewers are making, every way that we're watching the team and how we're assessing them all season long is all with the thought of how can we take down the Dodgers. If every fan around the state of Wisconsin and beyond is thinking that same thing, watching and talking about the trade deadline and all this stuff, I'm sure Matt Arnold's thinking it. I'm sure the players are thinking it. I'm sure Murph's thinking it. And yes, there are certain goals you want to accomplish, just like winning a Big Ten championship or beating a rival in the regular season. Of course, the Brewers want to achieve all that stuff. But the end goal here is everything is based on beating the Dodgers in October. And as long as that's the mentality, and as long as the Brewers are not afraid of that challenge, just like Wisconsin was not afraid of that challenge in 2015, I think they can make us believe.
Make them believe. Look at that with that reference.
You like it?
No, I don't.
Why?
So here's, all right, again, you know this. I am not a fan, and so I don't think the same way. Do you really think the Badgers went, 36-4 or something like that year?
Yeah, I think they lost
won the
4
Big
games.
Ten.
Yeah.
You really think everyone was thinking, in the middle of the season, in January and February, as they're going through the Big Ten schedule, everyone was thinking about Kentucky?
I was. I sure was. I was 1 year removed from graduating from college at that point. I had a lot of friends who were still in school at UW, and everyone wanted Kentucky. That was the understanding in that season after Kentucky had beaten the Badgers in the Final Four the year before. Everyone wasn't afraid of the challenge of going toe-to-toe with the undefeated Kentucky Wildcats. We wanted Kentucky undefeated so we could take them down in the Final Four, you may recall. That was fun. Wisconsin wanted that challenge. No one else wanted the challenge. And that's what the Brewers remind me of this year. They want the Dodgers. They say, we know what it's like going up against these guys from a year ago. It's going to be tough. We all know it's going to be tough, but we're going to be ready for them. That's the mentality it feels like here at this juncture of the season.
I can't speak to fans' mentality. I will say this, though. I covered the 1996 Packers, and I did not get the sense after losing the NFC Championship game in 1995 to the Cowboys that they were particularly interested in, we really want to get the Cowboys in the playoffs. I think they were more than happy for the Cowboys to have lost, and then they didn't have to deal with the Cowboys. I think you just want to win. And if the Dodgers somehow come across some misfortune and you don't have to face them in the postseason, great. If you're a Brewers fan, I am not here to tell you how to feel. But be careful what you wish for. If we want another shot at the Dodgers, this time it'll be different. Okay, I hope it is. But again, I can't speak to how fans view it. I don't remember at any point during that Wisconsin season, after they lost Ben Bruss to graduation, thinking, middle of January, God, I can't wait till they see Kentucky in the Final Four again. That was not part of my thought process.
Tausch was quick to point out Ben Bruss would be Freddie Peralta in this analogy. Then that's
a good little ad.
They move on from Freddie, and suddenly, maybe the team's a little bit better now. Who knew? All right, last one. Did you hear this? This is the big one. I know the fans on YouTube don't want to hear it again, but we have to play it for you and hear your reaction. This was last Monday when Tausch and I joined you taking a day off. And Molly and Jim filled in weekdays from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. They took over our show last Monday, and here is what Jim Rutledge said after attending the walk-off home run hit by William Contreras to sweep the Marlins on Sunday afternoon.
I think walk-off home runs are the least exciting way to end a game. I just saw it. I've experienced a walk-off football play. Okay. I've experienced a walk-off game winner, a basketball shot, and I experienced a walk-off home run. They're all awesome. But I don't know, the walk-off home run, like, it was just all right, cool. I mean, again, it was like,
yeah, but then
it's a walk-off, but like a game-winning basketball shot, there's nothing like that. And then a game-winning football, and I think it's because the games are more important, because it still was like, cool.
Jason, your thoughts?
I just want to say this, and we all love Jim Rutledge. He does a great job. Long time member of our team. Does a lot of great things for ESPN Madison. He caught enough heat that he doesn't need me adding on to it. But if that was Pete Crow Armstrong who hit the walk-off and he was at Wrigley instead of AmFam Field, I just don't believe that that's his take. And maybe it is. Maybe he, in some weird world, thinks that walk-off home runs lack a certain je ne sais quoi. It was what he got, he deserved. I even saw Matt LePay get after him, and Matt LePay doesn't get after anybody. He's such a good human that he doesn't do that he reserves it for the truly knuckleheaded. And that is what this was. I guess my question is there a better way to win a baseball game? Like, is Nyjer Morgan coming around third and beating the throw at the plates? Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Is there, is it bases loaded for the home team, right? You'd have to be the road team in this scenario. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-2 pitch, and Trevor McGill strikes out, the opponent's strikes out Pete Crow Armstrong with the bases loaded. Like, is that better than a walk-off home run? Like, I don't understand. From a baseball perspective, is there more exciting ways to win a game?
Not if you're in person cheering on the home team. The walk-off home run, especially the way that one played out, was remarkable.
Yeah.
I could understand there's a case to be made for a play at the plate, like a runner at first, 2 outs, hit one to the gap, play at the plate with a runner coming from first to home, and how the play evolves. I would understand that argument. In fairness to Jim, what he was saying was comparing the major sports and their walk-off natures, baseball is the weakest. Like a football Hail Mary touchdown catch as time expires is better than a walk-off home run. Or a Ben Brust buzzer beater from half court is better than a walk-off home run. I don't think that's even true because like a kick from Mason Crosby won a bunch of games back in the day with a walk-off field goal. That's not better than a walk-off home run. The unexpected nature, you kind of see it coming. So I don't agree with that portion of the take either.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Ben Brust hitting a half-court shot, awesome. Hitting like a turnaround 15-footer as time expires to win a game, sure, exciting. I'm not sure that beats hitting the ball out of the ballpark either. Again, we appreciate Molly and Jim stepping into the breach that day. I apologize for not including them on my thank you that I posted yesterday, which, of course, Jesse prompted with his, I think you were trying to be self-deprecating with your post, so I appreciated that as well. But, yeah, that was Jim's had a lot of great takes over the years. I'm not sure that one's in the pantheon of his best. What is the best and what are the best are the services you get from Walney Legal Group when you are doing your estate planning, which I have finally. This is how great Ito and Kelly and the entire team over at Walney are. I have finally actually done, well, not all of the work, but some of the work. I finally did it. And it is, like they call it, an uncomfortable necessity. I don't want to think about death. I don't want to think about what happens when I'm not here anymore. I want to be here for a really long time, which means I should probably eat a little less ice cream. But They are great at what they do. They make it so easy, and now I'm experiencing it firsthand. They give you a customized, personalized experience, whether it's with wills, trusts, probate, elder care, or special needs planning. They take care of you from start to finish. Their motto is simple: lawyering the way it should be, with clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. They're among the best lawyers in America. They've got the award to prove it. And Attorney Walney has been named a 5-star estate planner more times than any other lawyer in Wisconsin. So if you are like me and you have been in that 84% of people who don't have current planning documents, now's the time to change it. I've started the process. I've filled out the paperwork. I'm making progress. As much as it pains me to do so, they make it as easy and as painless as possible. So find out more at walneylegal.com. Don't make the mistake that I've been making for years of putting it off. Get started on the process right now at walneylegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com to start a conversation no matter what phase you're in. We're in the phase with Jesse Nelson and Owen in for Tausch and Jesse Nelson on Wilde and Tausch.
Will the Brewers get over the hump this season?
Everything they've done this year is to say, can this team beat LA? That is the goal.
Continue listening to the First Place Crew all season, right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, I've been telling you for a while now how much I love Pizza Hut, going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza for just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza, just $10. Take a look for yourself to find more deals on 2-liter soda, breadsticks, and much, much more. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to find more about this and a bunch of other great deals. The Throwback Value Menu, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
He, Rich Paul, and whoever is in the small circle of people in the know knew that they were going to have to weather this. Everyone being annoyed at the delay in the indecision. It's almost as if he's enjoying this because he knows we're all chomping at the bit for this information, and he knows that there's an internal countdown in his head being like, okay, just wait, it's going to happen here.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
It's a big year for Luke Fickell.
There's a heightened awareness as we roll into fall camp. That first game in particular is something we've got to be incredibly ready for.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
If you tuned in while I was not here, which I did not do, ESPN Wisconsin app, though, great for getting caught up. I've heard some of this already, but Jesse has been kind enough that if you decided to take a little time while I was taking a little bit of time, well, you can get caught up on a few things you missed by listening today, including Bryan Bulaga, who made his regular appearances during my absence. And I saw something else on social media, too, of Jesse dislocating his shoulder, patting himself on the back, talking about what a great question he asked that led to such an insightful discussion from the two former Packers right tackles, Mark Tauscher and Bryan Bulaga. Is that this?
That is a portion of this. I don't ask the question in this clip, but I did ask a great question that led to these answers.
If you do say so yourself.
That was pretty good. No, so this was Bryan Bulaga's last appearance last week before training camp kicks off on Wednesday. I think he's scheduled to appear with us on Wednesday's show while we're getting ready for the start of training camp. And all offseason, he's talking about the offensive line getting better and better, how much they need to improve, and Jordan Morgan needs to step up, and Sean Ryan needs to play well. And so finally, I just asked him, how many of these guys need to play better in order for this to work this year? Mm-hmm. And I was fascinated by the answers that he and Tausch then proceeded to talk about for the better part of about 3 minutes. And that includes Bryan Bulaga's answer in this shorter clip from that larger conversation. So I wanted to play this for you in your return today and then hear your thoughts, because I think the offensive line is going to be probably the biggest talking point we have, or one of the biggest talking points as we kick off training camp this week. So I wanted to play this for you and then hear your thoughts on it, because you've done your countdown and all that with your most important Packers. So you listen to this from Bryan Bulaga, Jason, and then I want to hear your thoughts on the state of the offensive line heading into this season.
I've been on good offensive lines. You've been on good offensive lines. Everyone needs to pull their weight. If someone doesn't pull their weight, the whole thing looks like crap. And that's just the way it works with, unfortunately, for offensive lines. If every guy's pulling their weight and doing what they need to do, the thing looks really well oiled. The offense ticks and it's smooth. If you got two guys not performing and screwing things up and missing assignments, that's making everyone look a certain way, right? And it affects the offense majorly. We'll just say that. It does a lot of damage to an offense when two guys on the offensive line aren't doing what they need to do. So you look what happens when one guy gets beat. Quarterback gets pressured, gets sacked, plays blown. That's one guy, right? So say there's two guys or three guys not holding a certain standard, it's just not going to look the way it needs to look. So, to me, yeah, it's every guy needs to raise their level and make sure that this thing's going in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say this, and obviously those guys played at a very high level, and he's right. Tausch, that 03-04 offensive line with Clifton, Wall, Flanagan, Rivera, and Tauscher, and Blue on that 14 line in particular, but thereafter as well with Bakhtiari, Sitton, Lindsley, Lang, and Blue were great offensive lines. I never saw the Vince Lombardi era Packers lines in action in person. I wasn't here yet. But I will put those guys up against any offensive line in the modern era for sure. What I find odd about this offensive line for this year is that we're all talking about our uncertainty with them, and they've made some pretty major investments in every spot. Left tackle is a former first-round pick. I know he hasn't played there his first 2 years, but he is a first-round pick drafted to be their franchise left tackle. Their left guard has made more than $50 million in his first year and a few months with the Green Bay Packers. $43 million of it guaranteed. And he's got his salary for this year on top of the conversion money. So Aaron Banks, who dealt with injuries and inconsistent play last year, there's a big investment there. They just re-signed Sean Ryan, a guy that they benched at right guard, to an extension. So there's an investment there. Anthony Belton is, at least as we open camp on Wednesday, their starting right guard. He may or may not be pushed by Jagger Burton, the rookie fifth-round pick out of Kentucky, who everyone spent the entire 2014-15 basketball season thinking about. But that's a prime pick, a second-round pick. You expect those guys to be really good players, like Chad Clifton was. And then, obviously, at right tackle, we all know that Zach Tom is a very good player. He got a very big extension, 4 years, $88 million. But he's torn his pec 2 years ago, wasn't the same player by his own admission, and then last year suffers the season-ending partially torn patellar tendon. All five of those guys, if those are your five starters, they all come with big investment, but they also all come with a question mark going into camp. And to Bryan and Tausch's point, if those guys are as good as Goody thinks they will be, everything's going to be fine. If they're not, then, yeah, it's great that you've streamlined your wide receiver group, which I still think there's a good discussion to be had on less is more versus less is less. You've got a quarterback who should be primed for his best season of his career, and you got a running back who, assuming his legal situation is resolved, should be healthy, which he wasn't for 2/3 of the season last year, and your hope would be that he's back to being the guy that he was in his first season in Green Bay. But this looks to me like a team that has some situations where they're crossing their fingers and hoping they're going to be okay. And the offensive line is one of them despite those investments. And we'll see. But I don't know, Jim. And I don't know if I'm allowed to use that these days.
Well, what concerns me most about it, Jason, and after hearing that answer from Bulaga and Tausch supplementing it as well, it's not just that 3 out of 5 need to be good or 4 out of 5 need to show improvement. If one of the 5 isn't significantly better than he played last year, that unit isn't going to be good enough for the team to likely pursue a Super Bowl title this year. They probably don't win the division if one of the 5 isn't very good, because it's going to throw such a wrench in the rest of the offensive approach. With, it doesn't matter what Jordan Love does or what Josh Jacobs does or those receivers or Tucker Kraft's health and how good he is coming back. Like, none of that matters if one of the 5 on the offensive line doesn't elevate his game from a season ago. That is the most concerning thing to me as we get ready to kick off training camp on Wednesday. That blew my mind, and not in a good way, when Bulaga and Tausch said that last week.
I would agree that is one of the issues. I think the cornerback position is another conversation to be had during this week as we get into practice. I saw Brandon Cisse throughout the first pitch at a Brewers game while I was away, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm very curious. He just turned 21 on July 3rd. Can he play right away? Is there a chance that he will win a starting job during training camp? That's what I'm curious about there, because I've seen a few people, my old buddy Michael Rodney being one of them, suggesting that can you consider yourself a Super Bowl team if your number one corner, which is what this person is Keyshawn Nixon? I don't know. It's a good question. We will talk more as we get ready for the first practice of training camp. We also have the Packers shareholders meeting, weather permitting, a little bit later this morning or this afternoon. Before that, we need to play a little trivia. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like?
The last portion of our recap theme of the 9 o'clock hour here, welcoming Jason back. It is Monday, so as is customary, the Sports Weekend Recap is today's trivia category. Not looking back at the last 12 days, just the last couple over the weekend. But I guess caller 12, because I think it's been 12 days since you've been on the air with us, Jason. So let's go caller 12, unless that number's wrong. I don't know. I think that's right.
Yeah, we did the show together. Still not quite sure why you were there. At the Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open.
Not sure I'm here
that was
either.
That was a week ago Tuesday. It'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So, yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Caller 12 right now, 844-770-3776, plays trivia presented by Cousins Subs and Vortex Golf. Meanwhile, we will hear from Tausch on tape telling us about Annex Wealth Management. More will do. Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Mark Tauscher here for Annex Wealth Management. Well, over the years, a lot of people, including me, have credited Mike Tyson with saying everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, I don't know if he actually came up with it, but it's a good line. As a professional athlete and in hosting this show for the last 10 years, I can think of countless examples of times when we thought one thing was going to happen until getting hit with the unexpected. The same goes for retirement. You're not going to be able to see around corners. Stuff's going to happen you don't expect, but your plan has to be built to handle it. That's what the people at Annex do. They help you build a plan, and it's not just about investments. It's about the whole thing. Taxes, retirement, your lifestyle. Give Annex Wealth Management a call today or check them out online at annexwealth.com. That's annexwealth.com.
Will Tucker Kraft be the NFL's highest paid tight end?
There's some guys you just have to bite the bullet and pay them. Micah Parsons is one of them. Jordan Love's another one. Tucker Kraft's one of those guys.
Your home for green and gold coverage. 100.5 ESPN. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell joined Wilde and Tausch Friday morning, and he's more confident than ever in the identity of his football team heading into 2026.
We know inside this program what we want our identity to be. You know, we want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And I really do believe with the leadership and the things that we've done and how we've grown, and to be quite honest with you, you know it, with the adversity that we've taken, right? The punches we've taken, the ones that want to be about that, the ones that want that to be their identity and this identity as we grow this program are the ones that are here. That's where the optimism is.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, it's Owen Dimple. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports in local communities.
In an instant, an injury can change your plans, your paycheck, your peace of mind. But the bills don't stop. The calls don't stop. The worry won't stop. Experience and results matter. After 4 decades of fighting for injured people, we know how to win. Because you deserve respect, results, and to move forward. We fight for what's fair so you can get back to what matters most. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Remember when a piggy bank held your biggest savings? Here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we're breaking ours wide open to give away cash prizes in July. Be here Friday, July 31st, when 24 winners will each get $1,000 cash, plus a piggy bank that could boost those prizes up to $5,000. Then one grand prize winner will take home up to $25,000 cash. We're giving away up to $83,000 in cash prizes during our Piggy Bank Boost promotion. The Piggy Bank is overflowing at
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
We got the 10 o'clock hour coming up. Our clock management, almost as if Tausch was here. I guess that's what happens when Jesse's in his seat. Before we can do any of that, time for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cool down with the summer shake from Cousin Subs. Enjoy 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. And by Vortex Golf. Trivia winners this week receive a hat, ball marker, sticker, and a blade rangefinder courtesy of Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
It is time for trivia. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Nate in Stoughton. Nate, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Great. How you guys doing?
We are awesome. I know all 3 answers to these questions, which is not usually the case from a weekend recap, so I hope you do too. Here we go with question number 1. Jacob Mizorowski set a Brewers franchise record on Sunday by striking out how many consecutive Rockies batters to start the game? Was it 7, 13, or 27? He struck out everybody.
I believe that is 7.
Has anyone ever struck out all 27, Jesse? You're our stat guy.
Not to my knowledge in Major League Baseball history, Jason, although the Miz appears to be on his way.
That would be a scoregami of epic proportions.
Question number 2, Nate and Stoughton. Who will finish better in the Golf League on Wednesday nights? Nate and Stoughton's team or Tier 1 Tyler's team?
Probably not Nathan Stone's team because he can't play anymore.
Uh-oh.
It's, I coach high school football, so it's all game on right now.
Oh, do you need a sub? I'm available.
I got a sub lined up, Jesse, but thank you for offering.
Dang, all right.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Well, in that case, then, question number 2, for real. Which former Brewers pitcher hit a home run in the alumni game that took place on Friday afternoon after the actual game against the Rockies? Was that Giovanni Gallardo, Randy Wolf, or Tim Dillard?
Man, I got no clue. I was golfing during that thing.
I saw the highlights on the local newscast.
I was way up in the Northwoods. Let's just go with, what was the second guy?
Randy Wolf was the second. I'll give them all 3. Giovanni Gallardo, Randy Wolf, Tim Dillard.
Oh, let's do Dillard because he's on steroids or something.
Dillard is your guess?
Oh, boy. I think so. Jesse, you know Nathan Stoughton? Is that true?
Our paths have crossed many a time, yes. Yeah.
He did you. I got to be honest with you, Nate, because you got it wrong.
Yeah.
But he did you. He did you dirty there because you wanted to say Randy Wolf. You wanted to say the second guy. You would have gotten it right.
Yeah.
And you notice he intentionally then gave you all three choices, even though you didn't ask for them.
Well, I'm just trying to be fair. I didn't think I was misleading there.
You knew that he had brought up the potential correct answer, and then you gave him all three choices.
I thought he asked
anyway.
the clarifying question. Who
Because
was
you wanted
the
him to
second
get
guy?
it wrong.
I did
Sorry.
not want him to get it wrong. I want
You did too.
I want him to get it right so I could fill in on his golf team when he needs a sub here coming up down the stretch.
I think that's been taken care of there. All right, Nate, let's bounce back. Question 3. Which major did Madison native Jerry Kelly win over the weekend, becoming his third major victory on the PGA Tour of Champions?
Tour, that's actually right. PGA Tour Champions is how they say that. Like when they come to the
makes
AmFam
no
Champion.
sense.
Yeah, it's a weird
that makes
name.
no sense.
It's a weird name. PGA Tour Champions. Yeah.
Did Jerry Kelly of the PGA Tour Champions Tour, did he win the Senior PGA, the Senior Players Championship, or the Senior British Open?
British Open was like last weekend, right? Or 2 weekends ago.
If Jesse wants to ruin this for you, he's more than welcome to interrupt you and give you all the choices again, but I'm not going to do that.
How you going to play this one, Wildy? Yeah.
I'll say British Senior.
Yeah, imagine that. Got it right.
Nicely done.
All right, Nate, good luck this season on the gridiron with your football team. Good luck with your golf league team without Jesse. I don't think you should invite him to fill in if you have another absence.
I've been hot, Nate. I found it.
And more importantly, you got 2 out of 3 right. Some might say you were on the verge of 3 out of 3. You get 3 entries, not 4, though, into Friday's drawing. Thanks for playing, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right. Love you guys. Take care.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia. We will kick off the 10 o'clock hour and return to being on the clock. I vow.
Right.
So I take pride in that when Tausch is gone. We'll do that in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. This is Owen Dimple with your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers capped off a successful homestand yesterday with their dominating 11-2 win over the Colorado Rockies. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Jacob Misiorowski has set yet another franchise milestone, this time by striking out the first 7 hitters to open the ballgame. The Miz controlled the game from the mound by going 5 2/3 innings and finishing with 12 strikeouts to no walks and only 1 solo home run that was tagged to him. He was supported by the lineup collecting 14 total hits and the aforementioned 11 runs, including the rookies Luis Lara and Cooper Pratt, each contributing 2 hits and 2 RBIs. With the win, the Brewers won the series over the Rockies and finished 7-2 across their 9-game homestand. Now, the Brewers head west for a 6-game road trip that starts tonight out in San Francisco against the Giants. First pitch is scheduled for 8:45, and pregame coverage starts at 8:10 right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Jesse in as our cousin sub of the day for Tausch, and Owen in as our cousin sub of the day for Jesse. I do enjoy the fact that the YouTube comments do kind of their own show while we're doing ours.
I don't.
Yeah, you've got kind of a negative attitude toward people that are loyal to our show. They may not be loyal to you, but they show up every day. They watch our programming. They watch the automatic ads that pop up during the course of the program that YouTube puts in there, and we appreciate them. I don't know who AJ Wheeler is. Only Wilde can love his own takes. I don't have enough takes to have takes to love, but thank you, AJ. Also, B-Dubs. Wasn't a Carlos Gomez rounding third, not Morgan. Yes, good correction. Niger Morgan had the hit. Carlos Gomez scored the run. There are some defenders that are still defending our friend Jim Rutledge, others that are naysayers. Levi is very loyal to you, more importantly.
Levi's my favorite of the YouTube dwellers. Easy. Tier 1.
Tier 1. And he has respectfully asked us to stop making jokes about him stealing your mouse because he did not steal it. Levi, I know you're not new here. When you ask for someone not to do something, particularly Tausch, it's only going to happen more. So
I have moved on. I do think there's another prime suspect that I should
has
investigate.
The investigation moved on?
It's now a cold case. It is now officially a cold case. Nobody cares anymore. I lost my mouse in Stevens Point back in January or whatever that was. So.
I know one person who still cares.
Well, two. I mean, it's a nice mouse. I wish I had it. And Becca, because now I'm using a mouse that clicks loud. It was my special mouse that didn't click loud, so now I irritate her every time I use my mouse at home again.
Yeah. Indeed. All right, we're gonna get to some of the most important Packers list during the 10 o'clock hour.
Oh, I got some questions for you about your most important Packers list.
I look forward to fielding those. Before that, though, I have reached out to Packers PR to find out, for those of you that might be traveling to Green Bay while listening to our fine program for today's shareholders meeting, that is scheduled to begin at 1:30, and there are storms in the area and on their way to the area. And if the projected radar that I have on my Weather Channel app is accurate, we're going to get walloped right around the time that Ed Policy would be stepping up to the stage. So if we have an update on what their plans are and we can save you the drive.
How many people they usually get for that? Could they move it into the atrium or?
No, they're usually, I don't have those numbers right in front of me. I feel like the numbers have dwindled in recent years. I think it's around 8,000 maybe.
It's not bad.
Which is not a bad crowd to sit there and listen to the accountant talk. Because Goody Goody has taken the Ted Thompson approach of not saying anything about anybody. At least Ted used to read all their names. Like, he would just run down the depth chart. Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Benjamin St. Juice. Goody doesn't even do that anymore. The football report ain't much of a report. Ed Policy, it'll be his first one fully in charge. They passed the torch last year at this time from Mark Murphy. We spent some time on Friday afternoon with Ed Policy in the renovated offices at Lambeau Field to discuss the financial situation. We can get to that a little bit later as well. But as of now, I don't know what the contingency plan will be with the potential storm for the shareholders meeting. So we will update you as soon as we get an update on that. All right, we'll get into our most important Packers list. Are you suggesting that you disagree with some? Because I do have a blue ribbon panel that I consult on this.
Yeah, I'm offended I'm not on that panel.
You are easily offended.
Yeah.
You're not on that
fair.
panel. You're not. That's true. You are not on that panel.
Yeah, I got a couple issues with the order of a couple of these. One particular line I have a big issue with, so I got some questions for you.
Issue with a particular line?
Yes, yeah. Like as far as number, whatever. So I'll express my grievances, and you can answer my questions. We'll have plenty of time for that here.
Well, we'll do that coming up. I got away for a little while. Probably not going to do that again for a while.
Oh, but you were in Potawatomi the whole time you were gone.
We did not make it down there during the time I was gone. But if you feel like you need a getaway, you don't have to board a plane or hop on a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. Your next getaway, as Jesse mentioned, is waiting in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big, and you're just steps away from all the fun stuff that's happening inside. And if you're hungry, and you know I am, you've got all kinds of options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, The Marketplace, Rock and Brews, which is my favorite, with the rock and roll high-energy vibe. Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company. There's food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make them unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The most important Packers list as Jesse airs his grievances. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and whether you're chilling in the stands, cheering on your favorite baseball team in the summer, or keeping those mountains blue in the bleachers as the snow flies at a football game this winter, there's nothing better than watching your favorite team while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue. It's when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Catch the Rich Eisen Show weekdays, noon to 2 after Wilde and Tausch, right here on 100.5 ESPN.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Brian Butch here. From high school American to Division I and the pros, I've learned confidence starts with what you wear. Right now through August 2nd, get 50% off all Iron Jock large logo hoodies and tees with code BUTCH50. Iron Jock gear features moisture-wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, anti-static performance, and silver ion technology that helps fight odor-causing bacteria. Built for performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Molly and Jim every weekday from 4 to 6 and follow ESPN Madison on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
We're on the Packers.
It's time for Jordan Love to turn up this year.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I need for Jordan Love to get out there. I need him to say, I need to show y'all.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
So, Jesse, am I turning the show back over to you? Is that what's happening here?
Well, I mean, you don't turn the show over to Tausch when he has lines of questioning for you. He just kind of...
I didn't know he had lines of questioning.
He just blurts them out whenever he's got a question for you. And
right. Yeah, well,
sometimes you answer them, and a lot of times you don't. So I'm going to do kind of the same thing. I'm just going to blurt out some questions, and if you want to address them, feel free. And if you want to non-answer them or do your thing, it's good to have you back. You can do this however you want.
Thing.
Yeah.
If you want to do your thing,
hey, do your thing. You already did your "I'm not a fan" thing. You could do your
that's
answer
not a thing.
Answer
that's
a question with a question thing. You got a few things. We all got things.
Oh, you got things.
Devontae Wyatt's number 10 in your countdown of the most important Packers of 2026, and he signed a contract extension last week. That was some fun news that we got to talk about. What'd you think of the contract extension? And I think you ranked him either the same day or just before that news became official.
Yeah, day before.
Would you change your ranking for Devontae Wyatt based on that contract extension?
That's a great question, Jesse.
Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome. It's great to be asked a question and have it be a good one. Yeah, look, first of all, I didn't know that was coming. Secondly, I would say I was mildly surprised by it because he's under contract for this year on the 5th-year option. They chose to pick that up. They did not pick up Quay Walker's, and he's gone. He's off to Las Vegas. So to me, there was no urgency to extend him. And they did. Now, it's been fascinating for me, and I'd be curious. In fact, I'd even be happy to take calls on this if we wanted to. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. Like, there's two ways to see the Packers' strategy right now. And I think it really depends on if you're a glass half empty or a glass half full type of person. If you're the glass half full type of person, and you look at the 3 extensions they've done, and there's a 4th one, obviously, that we all know is coming, that is Tucker Kraft. And the question is, will they be able to get the kind of bargain that they've gotten from the other 3? Because if you want to look at it from a positive perspective as a fan, you got Jaden Reed to sign a 3-year, $50.25 million extension, which only included $20 million in guarantees. You got Christian Watson to sign a 4-year, $92 million extension, which I believe got $31 million in guarantees. And then you got Devontae Wyatt to sign a 3-year, $51 million, $57 million dollar extension with only $20 million in guarantees. So you basically got 3 guys extended, and he gave out like 70-ish million in guaranteed signing bonus, and that's it. To me, those are all bargains. But it's also because all 3 of them have had varying degrees of injury challenges. Devontae Wyatt hasn't had a season where he's played more than 397 snaps. Like, again, not to make the low snap guy count joke, but like I would have thought that maybe they would want to see more from him this year before they extended him. So you can look at it as, hey, they struck while the iron was hot with these 3 guys. They got them at what I would argue are below market rates. But the other side of that, if you are the glass half empty or maybe a little pessimistic, is they gave money to guys that there are questions about their durability. I don't think it's as strong with Jaden Reed. I mean, he broke his collarbone. He was going to try and play through a Jones fracture in his foot. But obviously we know Christian Watson's history, and we know the last 2 years, either he's been finishing the season on IR, which is what happened last year to Devontae Wyatt, or he starts strong in 2024, gets hurt, never really is the same player the rest of the season when he does come back. And so he is not. I was surprised that they extended him when they did. I'm not surprised they extended him. Goody's been pretty clear about how much he likes him. But I was not expecting that to be the next contract. I thought Tucker Kraft was the next one, and then sometime during the season, if Devontae Wyatt stayed healthy, he'd be the next guy. Instead, he jumped the line. So I don't know where our fans land, Jesse, and I would ask you and Owen that question as well. But I think they got 3 pretty good bargains, and I don't think they're going to get a bargain on Tucker Kraft just because he's coming off an ACL. I think they're going to pay premium dollars for him. So it's probably a good thing that they got bargains on the other 3. What say you?
Yeah, I think we know that that's going to cost a pretty penny. Tucker Kraft wants to be the highest paid tight end in the league. I'm sure they're working on that, and hopefully this week we get some news to talk about on that front, so that's done as we get started with the start of camp. Now, Tausch, I thought, made a great point when the Devontae Wyatt news came out. He said, this is another example that the Packers leadership, Goody specifically, believes the team that they've assembled via the draft or via free agency or via trades here, this core group of players, including Devontae Wyatt, is the team that they think is capable of winning the Super Bowl. The team that was 9-3-1 with a lead in Denver last year, that's the team they believe is capable of winning a Super Bowl. So extending Devontae Wyatt is just the latest move in prolonging the Super Bowl window that the Packers believe is open with this roster as it's currently assembled. So that Tucker Kraft, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, the contract additions we saw this offseason, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, now Devontae Wyatt, like all these guys are the core. Obviously, Micah Parsons, Xavier McKinney on the defensive side. These are all guys that they believe are good enough together to go win a Super Bowl. They don't need to make any other major changes. They don't need to go make any massive additions at any point. Like, these are the guys they want to extend. If they can get them on a little bit of a cheaper bargain so they can pay some of their top performers, great. But this is the group that they believe is capable of winning the Super Bowl. Tausch had me come around on that notion last week. When he talked about Devontae Wyatt, I bought what I was picking up what he was putting down, or however that works out. I believed him in his assertion that if the Packers believe this, we all should believe this. They're good assessors of talent. Let's go get it this year, and hopefully in the next couple of years, this can mold itself into being a dynasty in Green Bay.
Yeah, look, if they're right about those players, yes. If they're wrong about them, no. Right? And that's true of every team. That's not exclusive to the Packers. But, like, if they're wrong on Devontae Wyatt, and one of the good things about the way they structure these deals, I mean, this is where Russ Ball, who never speaks to us, which is fine, but I would love for him to explain kind of the ins and outs of his negotiating techniques, because it sure feels like he manages to sign guys to contracts that if they don't work out in 2 years, and sometimes even less, then get out of them. Which is smart business. I think it sucks for players. But, like, if for some reason the Christian, and I don't think this will be the case, so I don't want to get clipped, making it sound like I don't think Christian Watson's any good.
That's one of your things, too, by the way.
It is. And I saw someone else may have been, quote, done dirty on some clippage as well. I'm not saying that he's not a terrific... I love Christian Watson. I have told you before, I like everything he's about. If you have had, a dad that you maybe don't always see eye to eye with, sometimes you end up acting just like him. Other times you don't. I know that from firsthand experience. I would say that he is, for as boisterous as his dad is on social media, Christian isn't that way. He comes across very differently. I loved how he supported Romeo Dobbs a couple years ago when he no-showed for work. He's about the right stuff. So to be clear on that. But if he has injury issues, they have structured this contract that they're not on the hook with him for the next 5 years. I mean, I don't see them wanting to get out of it, but if they needed to, they could. Same with, they did that with the contract with Nate Hobbs, and they got out of it after 1 year, right? So, I think they've done a great job of locking up guys at what I perceive to be bargain rates, not to be confused with what they did with Devontae Adams, which I saw he sat down with Shannon Sharp in a podcast and essentially confirmed everything that we've talked about. In terms of why he left and how things played out in 2021. So for the crowd that loves to say, the Packers offered him more, you should check out that clip. I shared it earlier this morning. So I think they've done a great job. And to Jerry Odd's point in the YouTube comments, I think getting these deals done and doing them at bargain prices, considering the market value of the three players that they got, sets them up to be able to pay premium dollars for Tucker Kraft. Jerry Odd, you're exactly right. But, again, the bottom line is you have to be right on these players. You have to be right on Jordan Morgan being a good left tackle in the NFL. You have to be right on Aaron Banks being worth all the money you've given him. You have to be right on the decision not to keep Emmanuel Wilson as an insurance policy behind a running back who was banged up last year, and now you've put a lot of eggs into the basket of a guy who's played in one NFL game that counted in the standings. So there are some risks here that if they are wrong, they are in trouble. But guess what? Every GM in every sport gets things wrong. Lance McCullers was designated for assignment. They traded for him like 2 days ago, right? And now, what was that? Right? Even Matt Arnold, the great Matt Arnold, might be wrong once in a while. So we will see how right they are. I do want to get to a couple of calls if we have them. We will do that coming up. 844-770-3776. Then we can get to Jesse's further issues with the most important Packers of 2026 list on channel3000.com. Should probably get that Micah Parsons one posted here in the commercial break. Before we do that, we need to hear from Tausch, who, like me, is a UW Credit Union member. Tausch tells us about UW Credit Union, and we come back next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
UW Credit Union, I say it all the time, it is here for every you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. They are all across the state. They have a great app, easy to work, and it is a pleasure to be a partner and a member of UW Credit Union. Join today, like I did, at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit EverlightRoofing.com to get started today. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here, joined now by David Malukas, the driver of the number 12 Penske Chevrolet, as we are getting ready for Road America. David, so happy to have you. What was the thing that when you went to Road America that you loved most?
The cheese curds, you know. The cheese curds are good. But no, honestly, it's just whatever the track brings, there's so much to it, right? You can be there for the races, or, you know, if you have younger kids and they get bored and they want to go play, there's so many different things going on. I mean, it's almost like a whole different festival of itself. I mean, you could go zip lining, you could see all these different things, and the track viewing perspective, the track is so massive, you can literally explore all these different areas and go to the camping grounds. So many different things going on. I remember pretty much every single year now that I've gone, I can go into the camping grounds, and there's always just the crew of people just doing these different games, having a good time. So for me, it's one of the favorite blends of, okay, I'm here for a professional racetrack, but at the same time, I'm just having a good time with some good people here in the Midwest.
For all things Road America, you know where to go. It's roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
Swing and a miss! He struck him out!
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Track! Wall! Bye! Baseball!
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Hit well, back, it is gone!
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
We've never seen anyone like The Miz.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Strikeout number 11 for Jacob Mizorowski. Stand and applaud.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Continuing on Wilde and Tausch with Jesse and Owen in for Tausch and Jesse. Let's get to the Carbless Talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Less is more. The question is this. Do you view the Packers' extensions that they've gotten done here before camp, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, Devontae Wyatt, as good bargains or risks that they've taken on guys that have dealt with injuries? Let's take a call on that before we get back to Jesse critiquing my list of the most important Packers. Let's talk to Patrick in Madison. Patrick, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Great. Great to be back. Thank you. What do you got?
Excellent. So all of these contracts are just an asset management situation based on what cap space we're looking at next year, in my opinion. So next year, a lot of cap space. Theoretically, the Packers are buyers based on everything I've listened to. In that world, you can't have these players who are going to be free agents next year reaching the open market, because if they reach the open market and sign somewhere else, the compensatory draft situation gets all messed up when you sign other big market free agents. So all of this is to say that specifically Devontae Wyatt contract, the only world that the Packers are better off not signing Wyatt is if he gets catastrophically injured, because if they let him play it out and he's good, he's going to sign somewhere else, and that's going to mess up the compensatory pick formula. And this is also true with Reed, less so with Watson, because I think that was always going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're if they were to lose Devontae Wyatt in free agency, I'm guessing he would have gotten a pretty big boy deal, and that would have been worth a pretty good compensatory pick. But look, the risk, I think, is minimal here. If you overpaid for an injured player, this isn't like they paid a king's ransom. They got bargains on all of them, and I think that's, less risky, to your point, Patrick, than letting them get to the market and then having to pay market rate, which is why they also want to get something done with Tucker Kraft. Here would be my recommendation if Goody had any interest, and this is not anything that he doesn't already know. And thanks for the call, Patrick. We appreciate it. Don't do with Tucker Kraft what you did with Davante Adams, because it's going to cost a lot. And again, that was a long time ago now. Davante has been gone now for 5 years? He left after the 21 season, 4 years maybe. Just don't do that, because Tucker Kraft, if he had to bet on himself, and I don't think he'll have to, I think they'll get a deal done before he comes off the PUP list, which I predict is where he'll start camp tomorrow. But if he practices without a new contract, I will be very surprised. But I don't want to risk it if I'm the Packers. I will pay him more guaranteed money than I have paid percentage-wise to these other three guys, because he's that important. And by the way, I was doing this math yesterday as I was going through the third person on the list of most important Packers, Tucker Kraft. You realize that in the games he played, he never played fewer than 87% of the snaps?
Oh, interesting.
I have
What's
just
going
been
on there?
The emergency weather service. I do my video via an Apple device. And
you okay there?
The National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for this area until 11:30 a.m. For destructive 3-inch sized hail. Take shelter in a sturdy building away from the windows. People and animals outdoors will be severely injured.
Well, that sounds serious.
Okay, I'm going to have to go make sure that the hatches are battened down
Get
upstairs.
your animals. Make sure all the animals are in.
Good thing I think Sadie and Stella and at least most of the cats are down here.
Oh, boy.
It's
the first time a severe weather alert has ever knocked your video stream off of our show.
It's not only that, it's got a big red thing that says critical, and then it's calling it an imminent threat alert.
That sounds pretty serious.
Okay, it's a
Jason.
good thing we do the show from the basement.
Yeah, call everyone else down there with you. Holy
smokes.
smokes.
Round up the pets. Patrick, I'm sorry that I didn't get further into my answer for you. But hey, at least it keeps us on the clock somewhat.
Sure does.
All right. I do want to get to, I don't know what this means exactly for the shareholders meeting, which is scheduled to begin.
Doesn't sound good for the shareholders meeting.
In a few hours still. Maybe it'll clear through. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go gather some cats for this imminent threat. And Tausch is going to tell us about MoMA on recording while I run upstairs and gather our pets. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Mark Tauscher here, excited to tell you about my friends at MoMA. If you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, don't just tough it out. Believe me, after all those years playing football, I know a thing or two about aches and pains. That's why I've partnered up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. MoMA brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, making it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. Whether you need care in one of their offices, the surgery center, ortho laser, which is what I've been using, smart scan, or MOSH, their experienced team is focused on helping you feel better and get back to living your life. Certainly helped me overcome some pretty bad knee pain thanks to the treatment at ortho laser that I've received throughout the summer. MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Man, I highly recommend seeing their team, as I personally have seen what the right care can do. Call or walk in or learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
Is this the year the Brewers make a push at the trade deadline?
You open a window so you can climb through it. You don't open a window so you can sit on the ledge and wonder what's going to happen if you jump.
Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I and the pros, I've learned confidence starts with what you wear. Right now through August 2nd, get 50% off all Iron Jock large logo hoodies and tees with code BUTCH50. Iron Jock gear features moisture-wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, anti-static performance, and silver ion technology that helps fight odor-causing bacteria. Built for performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $1,499 or get $500 off Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base sets. Only at Steinhoffels. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell joined Wilde and Tausch Friday morning, and he's more confident than ever in the identity of his football team heading into 2026.
We know inside this program what we want our identity to be. We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. I really do believe with the leadership and the things that we've done and how we've grown it, and to be quite honest with you, you know it, with the adversity that we've taken, right? The punches we've taken. The ones that want to be about that, the ones that want that to be their identity and this identity as we grow this program, are the ones that are here.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Sports are changing. Faster, stronger, smarter. So should your beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp and refreshing, no extra baggage, built for people who go hard. Still drinking the same old light beer? You're stuck. Flight is changing the game. Level up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Wisconsin, are you keeping up? DJ Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
It's a big year for Luke Fickell.
There's a heightened awareness as we roll into fall camp. You know, that first game in particular is something we got to be incredibly ready for.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
As a public service, if you haven't gotten the alert on your phone and you're just listening to us or watching, there is a tornado warning in effect in Jefferson and Dodge counties. If you're up here in the greater Green Bay Metroplex, again, I've never gotten an alert that says this. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for destructive 3-inch size hail. Take shelter in a sturdy building away from windows. People and animals outdoors will be severely injured. So please take care of yourselves if you're out there. I did run upstairs and gather our dogs. Cats, a little harder to herd, but some of them are here. Others, I think, will be joining us shortly.
I'm glad you're all good. Glad you're all good so far.
It was like... not to be biblical, but like that whole 3-hour window on Good Friday, you know, when it got dark as night. That's what it looks like outside right now at 10:54 a.m. here. So be safe out there. Be careful out there. Now we resume our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
We did miss your weather updates while you were gone. That was something we were missing from the show too. So.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those I deliver generally, but I look forward to delivering one on Wednesday when practice kicks off. Even though those initial practices are kind of lame by comparison. A lot like the off-season program ones, which, as Tausch famously brings up, what'd you learn? Nothing. But they'll get the pads on a little bit later in training camp. We'll get to that. All right, Jesse. Before we get to the 11 o'clock hour, and I do want to get to ed policy during the 11 o'clock hour, so if we could be kind enough to do a little rejiggering of our plan. Before we get to that, though, I do want to talk about your grievances with my list. What are they? What issues did you take? And I am ready to defend my position vehemently. Go ahead.
All right, Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams share the number 9 ranking, the two safeties, McKinney and Evan Williams. Xavier McKinney, I saw a stat that blew my mind that I don't think gets talked about enough in one of the ESPN articles over the last couple. I think it was the Jeremy Fowler safety rankings. According to ESPN's Next Gen Stats, Xavier McKinney, since he's been a safety for the Green Bay Packers, has not been the closest defender on any play the Packers have allowed a touchdown. That's wild. Of all the touchdowns they've allowed in 2 seasons with him as a starting safety in Green Bay, he hasn't been the closest player or closest defender for a touchdown allowed by the Packers defense. To me, Xavier McKinney, and we know how good he was. Like, that was a steal, it felt like, when the Packers were able to acquire him a couple of years ago. Like, he doesn't deserve to share a line with Evan Williams in your ranking of most important Packers. Xavier McKinney feels like a guy who belongs on a line of his own because he's been that good the last couple of years. So defend your work, please.
Yeah, it's defend your work, defending your life. Yeah, it's more about narrative than about pure rankings. For example, I'm sure you'll get to this, but I put Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper together as well.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. They don't even play the same position.
Right, but they both were drafted in the second round of the 2024 draft. They're both young players that this team needs to elevate their games if this team's going to be as good as they think they're capable of being. And both those guys, I think, are going to have big years. I am a huge Javon Bullard guy. I thought he came on last year. I think he's got everything you want in a player, including a toughness that sometimes they lack. So I am a huge Javon Bullard guy, and we know Homer was a big Edgerrin Cooper guy. He was awesome his rookie year last year by his own admission, and this is one of the things I like about Coop. He admitted it. He didn't make enough plays, which I don't know about you, but I kind of prefer guys that have the confidence to say, no, I need to be better. I wasn't good enough. The other ones who deflect blame and blame this and blame that or complain about their role or whatever else happened last year, not a fan. So I put those two guys together. The reason I put Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams together is Ben Johnson.
What?
Yeah. It's if you take issue with this, take it up with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, and I don't want this getting clipped, so don't even think about it. But I've said many times, he's a little bit douchey. Right? Maybe not even a little bit. But he doesn't dole out praise or compliments to the Packers very often, does he? No, he does drive-by handshakes. And he says, I hate those guys and F those guys. But what did he say about Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney? What did he say? Jesse, you read it. What did he say?
I forgot. They're difference makers or they're difficult to... I forget the quote. What did he say?
Yeah, no, don't worry. I've got it for you.
No, thanks.
I don't know if there's a better safety tandem right now in the league.
Yeah.
These two guys, you just have to account for them. I think the safety position in general is one that it's rare you go into a game feeling like there's an impact player, and yet this particular week, these two guys are. They're all over the field. They're highly instinctive. They do a great job when the ball is in the air, making plays. I know McKinney had all those interceptions last year. He did a great job with that. And then I think it's been pretty cool to see Evan Williams just grow over the course of his career to where he's an impact player for them now. I rest my case. When Ben Johnson is putting those two guys in that echelon and mentioning them together, no, are they both deserving of their own spots in the rankings? Absolutely, Jesse. But from a narrative perspective, that's Ben Blanken Johnson. Like, that's not Matt LaFleur. That's not Jeff Hafley. That's not Jonathan Gannon saying that. That's Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson doesn't say anything nice about the Packers ever. But he did about those guys. And that's why I thought it was important to put them together.
That's great defense of your work. I appreciate the insight.
I'm glad you approve of my defending my work.
I now think they should switch with Edgerrin Cooper and Javon Bullard because I also think that's kind of hokey that they're on the same line together. But I'd put Cooper and Bullard 9, McKinney and Williams up to 6 based on your criteria of why they're paired together.
I think that's a fair critique. But again, behind the scenes, I did not want McKinney and Williams to be so close in the list, along with when the safety position preview was also running on Channel 3000.
That's what this was all about. You didn't want your safety preview lined up with your safeties and the rankings.
Because then it's a lot of duplication. We want you to read different stuff.
That is so self-serving. Unbelievable.
It's not. It's serving the readers.
Yes, indeed. At channel3000.com. Understood.
All right.
I have more grievances. I guess we can save them for another time, because I want to talk about this ed policy thing that you sent over, too, because that was interesting.
We will get to that when we start the 11 o'clock hour, right around the time that we're apparently going to get hit by dangerous hail.
Sun is shining here in Madison, just so you're aware, Jason. So I don't know.
Can you even see outside from where you're sitting?
Yeah. We got shiny windows here, the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison. We're on floor 5 of our building, looking outside. The sun is shining, glistening off of the building across the street. Looks beautiful here in downtown Madison.
Well, hopefully that things are not nearly as bad here in the greater Green Bay Metroplex as they are being painted by the radar. We will see how that plays out. It does appear, by the way, that if you live in the Milwaukee area, Milwaukee, Kenosha, Sheboygan, it's headed for you as well. So be safe out there. We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes after Tausch tells us about Jones Dairy Farm. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Mark Tauscher here for Jones Dairy Farm in Fort Atkinson. Jones Dairy Farm has been family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889. And when you say Jones Dairy Farm, the first thing I think is sausage. They're best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe. It's available in pork, chicken, and turkey, and it's all made with fresh meat only, and it's all delicious. But you also can't think about Jones Dairy Farm without thinking bacon. It's life-changing. What makes it so special is that it's dry-aged for up to 3 weeks, which leads to intense flavor worth the wait. Jones Dairy Bacon is smoked with real cherry wood and hickory hardwood. Jones Dairy Farm also makes naturally smoked ham and Canadian bacon, Braunschweiger, and fully cooked meatballs. Visit the Jones Market, open Thursday through Saturday, just down the road from the Fireside Dinner Theater in Fort Atkinson. And find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. To make it easier, check the product finder on their website, jonesdairyfarm.com.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. This is Owen Dimfel with your Sports Center update, brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers capped off a successful homestand yesterday with their dominating 11-2 win over the Colorado Rockies. Stop me if you've heard this before, but Jacob Mizorowski has set yet another franchise milestone, this time by striking out the first 7 hitters to open the ballgame. The Miz controlled the game from the mound by going 5 2/3 innings and finishing with 12 strikeouts to no walks and only 1 solo home run that was tagged to him. He was supported by the lineup collecting 14 total hits in the aforementioned 11 runs, including the rookies Luis Lara and Cooper Pratt, each contributing 2 hits and 2 RBIs. With the win, the Brewers won the series over the Rockies and finished 7-2 across their 9-game homestand. Now the Brewers head west for a 6-game road trip that starts tonight out in San Francisco against the Giants. First pitch is scheduled for 8:45 and pregame coverage starts at 8:10 right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And by the way, if you are watching on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, which I know a lot of you are, you saw the billboard during the commercial break for the 2026 ESPN Madison Open, which is, I believe that's next week already, August 3rd.
Next Monday.
I'll be there. I'm going to miss a practice for it, so we'll be on site. But it benefits a great, great charity called Paul's Party. And you hear some of the promotions. I think it's Wooly who does the voiceover work for them. But it's such a great cause. And basically their mission is to help kids get access to adaptive sports equipment. And I have a friend who his son has some physical challenges, and they have a special baseball field here in the greater Green Bay area for them. I think they call it the Miracle League. It's really great. And Paul's Party does awesome work trying to help, young, challenged athletes like that have the adaptive sports equipment that they need. So we're partnering with them for our tournament. So if you want to find out a little bit more about them, all you got to do is text our Carbless Talk and text line the word golf, GOLF, to 844-770-3776. We'll send you some information so you can donate if you want, or just find ways to support local kids through adaptive sports. But it's a great cause, and we're proud to be part of it, and we look forward to the ESPN Madison Open coming up on Monday. All right. I'm also looking forward to the Packers shareholders meeting, if it in fact occurs today.
I did see someone either texted in or it was in the YouTube comments that apparently in the invite or whatever they send to all the shareholders that are coming to this, it did say if there's inclement weather, they move it indoors, and you can watch it on screens throughout the stadium. Is what that's someone shared that. I apologize, I didn't remember where I saw that. I think it was in the YouTube comments. So apparently that's the backup plan if there is bad weather, which it sounds like there's imminent risk of danger for you up there in Green Bay right now. So
indeed,
that sounds like the definition of bad weather to me.
Yeah, it does appear that it should be over by the time they would be starting at 1:30. But again, those are predictive models. Speaking of predictions, we talked Ed policy on Friday in advance of the shareholders meeting. I was there. Bill Huber was there. We asked him a myriad of questions, and then he did a little gaggle outside of the meeting room where we had spent time discussing the financials with him. And there were a couple of things that I thought were interesting. One, and we'll talk about this coming up, the way the naming rights thing kind of took on a life of its own. But that I still want to talk about it, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as this. And they are sounding an alarm. And I also think they are setting the stage, because one of the things that Aaron Popke, who's joined our show a few times, their director of public affairs, mentioned and Ed Policy mentioned is that not since the stadium redevelopment back in 2001, 2002, they have not asked for public money. Now, again, I am a Green Bay resident. I know a couple of years ago there were talks about their lease with the city and wanting to not pay taxes to the city. I personally would like the fire department to be able to afford to show up at my house if something bad happens. So I'm not a huge fan of that idea because, as the mayor has mentioned, that is an important component to the city's budget. So we can agree to disagree on that. But they laid the groundwork for wanting the state, the city, the county, and the stadium district to help them with some of the upkeep that they see in the future for Lambeau Field. They have renovated all their offices. They renovated their locker room. They renovated their equipment room. They've renovated their athletic training room, their medical area. So they're not struggling financially. They have $701 million in their corporate reserve fund, but they see, kind of like the weather forecast for Green Bay right now, they see a storm brewing. And that was Ed Policy's position when he explained how other teams are generating income that the Packers are not in the same position to do. Here he is.
The NFL now is getting more complex than ever. It's getting more expensive than ever to run an NFL team, and that's in part fueled by some rule changes and some different approaches by the NFL that I think are good, very good for the overall NFL and for the owners and for the Packers also specifically. But it does create some challenges for us. Now an NFL team, it's much easier for a team to sell a minority interest, say 5 or 10% of their team. They're not giving up any controlling interest, and they can raise more money in a matter of months than we have in our entire corporate reserve fund that took us 30 years to raise. So that is leading to a little bit of an arms race throughout the NFL, whether that's to pay for players, to pay for coaching staffs, or to pay for facilities. That's why we have to be a little more aggressive, and we have to be a little more forward-looking, and maybe even a little more creative about how we generate, how much money we can generate out of this building.
So one of the examples he gave, Jesse, was the fact that the Miami Dolphins, coached by our guy Jeff Hafley, are valued at $12.5 billion with a B dollars for Stephen Ross and their ownership group. They sold a 1% stake. 1%. So you're not making any decisions. I know the Bucks have some minority owners as well. But this 1% stake in a $12.5 billion franchise raised them $125 million like that. Packers don't have that at their disposal. But you get 5 people to each buy 1%, you raise a hell of a lot of capital pretty darn quickly. Now, the salary cap is in place, and the revenue sharing is in place. Those are the two important parts of the three-legged stool that I always talk about. John Underwood taught me well. The third one, though, is local revenue. And that money that they're getting from private equity, that is considered local revenue. They don't have to share that with the other 31 teams. So the Dolphins keep all that money. Packers can't do that. So what Ed Policy talked about was the idea of other ways that they can generate more local revenue, which would include naming rights for different parts of Titletown, naming rights for whether it's the Don Hudson Center or their practice facilities that are inside of Lambeau Field. He said they need to be more aggressive about that. Again, and I asked him this point blank. We don't have video of it, but I can share a summary of it. He has to be careful, because I think Packers fans want you to be able to field the best team possible, but they also want to be able to afford their season tickets. And as you weed out people that just buy them just to sell them, there are a lot of people that really care about this team, and I said this to Ed, that are finding it harder and harder to be able to afford their tickets. So, and he acknowledged that that is a difficult challenge. My question for you, Jesse, and for you, Owen, is this. For me, this is really interesting. I like going to this meeting every year. It's a little more fun when Mark Murphy was running them because you never knew what the hell he was going to say. That was not the case on Friday.
Especially those last couple of years with
Indeed.
Rodgers. Never knew.
But what I would say is that it's interesting to me because I'm fascinated by the machinations of the one community-owned franchise, the fact they have to share this information. So now everybody knows that every team in the league got $453 million as their 1/32nd of the TV rights and everything else that goes into that. That means that's $14.5 billion with a B last year for the NFL.
I was just going to do the math on that. Wow.
I love it. My question for you two as fans, though, is when you listen to this, does it create any nervousness for you at all? Any concern for you at all? Or do your eyes kind of glaze over when we're talking about this kind of money, when we're thinking, the three of us are normal guys, like, I want to make sure that I have enough set aside so I can get Cousins for lunch?
I'll let Owen go first on this one because I have some thoughts on it. Owen, you what do you think of it?
Growing up, I never thought there would ever be a possibility that the Packers would ever leave Green Bay. Just the whole idea of it is fascinating, as you mentioned, Jason. Something in me says that the team, the city, the league will do everything in its power to keep the Packers in Green Bay because it's such an iconic franchise. And that would really alter the league if the Packers were to leave Green Bay.
Or if they just sucked, which I think is I don't think anybody's worried about them leaving, right? And again, as long as, and this is why they came out with that strong statement against Scott Fitzgerald and his sports broadcasting act spiel.
Haven't heard anything about that lately.
No, they can't. Yeah, interestingly enough. But they need that $453 million. They need that. They definitely could not survive without revenue sharing. But that pays your salary cap, right? That pays your players. The question is, can they keep up with all this other stuff? The bottom line is, though, I don't think they're going anywhere. I know Mike Florio had a thing about how the Packers could leave while I was away. No, I don't think that's the concern. The concern is, are they going to be bad because they can't keep up with the arms race that Ed Policy's talking about? Jesse, what about you? Does that concern you?
Yeah, this reminds me of that Florio conversation we had last week. We figured we could do that while you were gone because he's one of your guys that we don't really bring up too much.
I get along with him better than Tausch does. Yeah. Tausch can't stand him.
Well, Tausch loved getting after him last week. Don't worry about that. You can check out the podcast if you missed it. He was speculating about the Packers when Ed Policy's tenure is done, when he reaches his mandatory retirement age, which I think would be 15 years from now.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Like 2040, more or less. That would be when the Packers could go away from the publicly owned model and go to the privately owned model the way that all the other teams have, so that they can find that 1% of revenue like the Dolphins just had that you outlined. In general, I find discussions about the salary cap and about business and these dollar amounts incredibly boring.
I thought so.
You and Tausch have them, and sometimes I'll admit when I'm in Owen's chair, I'll check out a little bit, and I'll start making dinner plans with Becca or whatever's going on.
You check out during good conversations,
I do not. Sometimes I check out when we're talking finances and budget and all that boring stuff. But what I think is interesting is Ed Policy opens the door here pretty clearly for ideas for the Packers to generate more revenue as a team, as a franchise. And so does that mean playing a bowl game at Lambeau Field like you and Tausch brought up the idea of a bunch of years ago? Or maybe like the Badgers and Notre Dame starting the season, because the grass is a little easier to take care of in late August and early September instead of in December or January. Play like a Lambeau Classic to start every college football season and bring two teams up and crank a bunch of money from fan bases that don't get to play there ever into the surrounding area and Titletown and all the fun things that go on with the experience of going to Green Bay for fan bases that don't ever get to experience that. Does it mean more potential concerts during the off season? And they're always so concerned about the grass. Are they going to get over that so that they can make some more money and have a few more big events there? Are they going to do some kind of like Lambeau Fest every year where they have fans come up? Just coming up with different fun ways, or maybe even not different, but just things that they've had success doing in the past. Is that going to be on the horizon now during Ed Policy's tenure? If Murphy was the innovator in helping establish a lot of this stuff, Ed Policy during his tenure as Packers president may become the guy that helps streamline it and helps evolve that into more revenue generation that helps the Packers stay up to par with the rest of the NFL. We don't want them falling behind. We don't want them to suck. We don't want their facilities to be bad when they do those anonymous surveys that aren't supposed to be public, but everybody finds out about. We don't want them to be graded last every year because they don't have the money the other teams have to do their upgrades. So that's where I think this money comes into play. That's where it's important. That's why it is relevant to me as a fan and everybody else listening to this show. So I think this is valuable information to know. Is it still kind of boring? Yes. But it's fun thinking about the what could be on the horizon over the next 15 years during Ed Policy's tenure as Packers president.
Yeah, look, I'm not here to tell fans what to think. I don't think you have a lot to be worried about. I do think the next kind of battleground is going to be public money. It's going to be what I'm talking about with the tax question for the city of Green Bay. I think it's going to be a question about things that they can do. Remember when, it wasn't that long ago that Chris McIntosh, before his departure, managed to push through with some help, changing some of the state budget to reallocate some money to the university, which was really to create some NIL money, right? And that was passed, and that was something that they felt they really needed. I'm guessing the Packers are going to have some things that they need, and they're laying the groundwork for that. But Jesse, I agree with you. Like, you want to talk about, is Jordan Morgan good enough at left tackle? Is Marshawn Lloyd, if something happens to Josh Jacobs, can they really give Marshawn Lloyd the ball 22 times in a game when he hasn't had the ball 22 times in his NFL life? Like, those are what people are interested in. But I did find this interesting, and I do think the one thing that Packers fans are in mostly agreement. I'm guessing there are some that are like, hey, call it whatever the hell you want. I'm going to call it Lambeau Field anyway. But that would be naming rights. We will get into that coming up. I think Associated Bank Field would be a great name. Associated Bank was there when the Packers began. They began in their building. That's where the meeting was. And it's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots. And Associated Bank's roots run deep here in Green Bay and in Wisconsin. And if you're a Brewers fan, they've got the best of both worlds. They got Packers checking, but they've also got Brewers checking, where you get all kinds of great discounts on tickets at the team store, registration for the famous racing sausages, 5K and 10K, Brewers Baseball Academy, and most importantly, I know Jesse takes advantage of it, when he's tailgating at AmFam Field, you use the Associated Bank entrance, and you can tailgate a little bit longer because you won't have to stand along the line because it's an exclusive entrance for Associated Bank customers. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. We'll hear what Ed Policy had to say about naming Lambeau Field. I think you'll be pleased. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hi, it's Eric with Canopy Wealth Management. Taxes are intricate, and even smart savers can unknowingly work against themselves without a clear tax strategy. At Canopy, we help you assess your options and you make more intentional decisions with your money. Small adjustments today can lead to meaningful differences in your long-term financial future. At Canopy Wealth Management, care, competence, clarity is not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here, joined now by David Malukas, the driver of the number 12 Penske Chevrolet, as we are getting ready for Road America. David, so happy to have you. What was the thing that when you went to Road America that you loved most?
The cheese curds, you know. The cheese curds are good. But no, honestly, it's just whatever the track brings, there's so much to it, right? You can be there for the races, or, you know, if you have younger kids and they get bored and they want to go play, there's so many different things going on. I mean, it's almost like a whole different festival of itself. I mean, you could go zip lining, you could see all these different things, and the track viewing perspective, the track is so massive, you can literally explore all these different areas and go to the camping grounds. So many different things going on. I remember pretty much every single year now that I've gone, I can go into the camping grounds and there's always the crew of people just doing these different games, having a good time. So for me, it's one of the favorite blends of, okay, I'm here for a professional racetrack, but at the same time, I'm just having a good time with some good people here in the Midwest.
For all things Road America, you know where to go. It's roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team is certified for delivering the most accurate forecasts in the entire state of Wisconsin. Morning meteorologist Savannah Brito.
When you're making plans, the weather often has other plans.
Evening meteorologist Blaze Keller.
At home, at work, or on the go, when we know, you'll know.
Chief meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Our team has the experience you can count on and the accuracy you can trust.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, I want to play one more clip from Ed Policy. Jesse, I'm confused when we do something like this. So is today Whoa Nelly or Whoa Owen or Whoa both of you? Like, what's your plan there? That's coming up next.
Nah, Owen's got this today. It's Woen. Woen's, Owen, well, that's hard to say. Owen is taking over Whoa Nelly today. He's in charge. He'll take us where. While you were gone, he brought up a great topic about leftovers in his fridge at home, and so
Pluber.
Yeah, Pluber was brought up among other things on the text line. So I can't wait to see what he's got for us today.
Well, we'll hold off on that so we can hear from Ed Policy on the idea of renaming Lambeau Field as a revenue stream to Pluber Field, or one of the many other great ideas that Tausch has come up with over the years. Here is Ed Policy discussing naming rights.
We are not going to be renaming Lambeau Field, but we are looking at other areas of our campus, and that does include Titletown. So we did rename the Titletown Field Amplify Health Field recently, but we would also look at other, very significant components of our campus, including potentially looking at our practice facility.
Yeah, that's not breaking news by any means. Now, subsequent to that, Jesse, you mentioned earlier more concerts and more other types of events. He said there's going to be a winter event that they're working on now. He wouldn't say what it was. We did have a hockey game here involving the Badgers once upon a time. It was a long time ago now. But I'd be curious if maybe they can get the NHL Winter Series here.
No.
He would not say what it was.
No. Who are they going to do? Have Minnesota play Chicago at Lambeau Field? That would stink.
Yeah, I don't know who they would get.
I can read between the lines on this one, Jason. The Wisconsin women's hockey team is like the greatest team of all time. They just won a national championship. The Wisconsin men's hockey team was just in the championship game last year as well. You're telling me we can't build an ice rink and do a doubleheader Wisconsin men's and women's hockey at Lambeau Field sometime next winter? Come on. It's too easy.
Right, but I think what they want is, and I'll have to go back and look, I think they played Ohio State. I don't remember who the Badgers played, but
Michigan, if I remember right. I think it was Michigan.
They played the Frozen Tundra Classic, which was played in 2006. It was Ohio State against Wisconsin. And the attendance was 40,890.
Oh, I thought it was Michigan. My mistake. In fairness, I was in freshman year of high school.
Don't make excuses. You corrected me, and you were wrong.
I was wrong.
Period. Finn.
Now I'm trying to think of what Michigan did. I swear Michigan did something at Lambeau Field.
I think Michigan did a game at the Big House.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe Wisconsin played in that. Yeah, that was 20 years ago, and that was the last time Wisconsin was really good at men's hockey and in the national championship and won it, right?
The issue that I would say, and again, this goes back to the financial part, you want something that's going to bring in a ton of money. I don't know if $40,000 for a college hockey game is going to bring in as much money as they would like. Maybe. I don't know if the field is big enough that they can have two games going at once. You watch the men's on one side and the women's on the other?
Well, have every Big Ten team come then. Every men's Big Ten hockey team comes and plays one game at Lambeau Field over the day, and then Wisconsin women's hockey caps it against Ohio State or Minnesota, one of the big ones that they play all the time. That's one of the top teams in the country. Easy. Yeah, whole day worth.
I just think it's important to highlight the fact that they are going to increase the number of events as best they can at a time when they still have a primarily grass field, right? It's a hybrid. They've got stitched in artificial grass in with the grass, but it is officially considered a natural grass surface. You can have a hell of a lot more concerts if you don't have that. You can pack them in. Luke Combs played back-to-back nights. They did it early enough in the off-season where they weren't worried about it impacting the quality of the field for games that matter. But they do have limitations, obviously. With that, they also don't have a dome, which they could use today, it would appear, for their shareholders meeting. But again, I think there's something cool. I'm not going to the game. I know part of our 10th anniversary celebration will be adjacent to Wisconsin Notre Dame. But I think it's cool when they do different stuff at Lambeau Field. Paula and the girls and I saw Pink at AmFam Field. She was awesome. She was flying around. It was incredible. I would have preferred the roof to have been open that night because it got a little humid inside, a little sweaty. But it's great when they do cool stuff at Lambeau Field. And they're going to have to do more to be able to generate the kind of income they're looking to generate.
Let's just be clear about something. We're going to have a problem if Lambeau Field hosts the Chicago Blackhawks for the NHL Winter Classic. That's not going to go over well with me and a lot of others across the state.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't think that they would do that. I was thinking more along the lines of a couple of iconic NHL teams that don't have, because obviously we don't have one, but the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers or something, two Canadian teams that we're not going to be offended by, because if you put the Chicago Blackhawks, folks like yourself are not going to be on board.
No, we're not. Hey, come see the Chicago Blackhawks and the Minnesota Wild take over Lambeau Field for the NHL Winter Class. No, get out of here with that. Nobody wants that.
He also said that there will be more soccer games, which I know you and Tausch can go together, because I know Tausch really enjoys his soccer. I think Manchester City and FC Bayern Munich were the teams that played back in 2022. They want to have more of those. All right, we want to get to Wowen.
We're going to rename the Hudson Center, though? Did I understand that right?
I think so, and I think there's also a chance that they could rename the practice facilities that are housed within the Lambeau Field kind of structure. They've got the Crick, where they've got a practice field. They could probably put naming rights on all the things, right? I mean, there are schools that have, like, names for the athletic director, right? The Associated Bank endowed athletic director, Jesse Nelson, of Bradley University.
I once offered Bradley, because I worked at the arena for 4 years, I offered them my boss, $20 to name a storage room inside a storage room after me.
He passed?
He said no. I said, what, you're just passing on $20? I'll buy some pens or something for a classroom. No, didn't want to do it.
We'll see if maybe AmFam gets involved with some of those naming rights. Obviously, they are a proud Wisconsin company, and Tausch will tell you about them as we go to break, heading into Wowen, which is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Sundays at Lambeau just got even better thanks to American Family Insurance. Enter the Dream Weekend Sweepstakes for your chance at the ultimate Packers game day experience. Winners score tickets to the November 15th game, a pregame tailgate in Titletown, a signed Jordan Love jersey, historical Packer tours, swag, and more. Your dream weekend is waiting. Don't miss it. No purchase is necessary. Enter by 11:59 Central Time on October 14th of 2026. See official rules and enter at amfam.com/Packers.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out their full lineup of vehicles and find the one that's right for you, or browse the vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I and the pros, I've learned confidence starts with what you wear. Right now through August 2nd, get 50% off all Iron Jock large logo hoodies and tees with code BUTCH50. Iron Jock gear features moisture-wicking fabric, 4-way stretch, anti-static performance, and silver ion technology that helps fight odor-causing bacteria. Built for performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at ironjock.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Is this the year the Brewers make a move at the trade deadline?
If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get the same type results. And keep waiting and waiting and waiting. To me, why wait?
Follow along on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
I don't want to take away time from Woe Owen.
Well, then don't.
Jesse, tell people what you texted us.
I did a little research here since I'm not producing the show, so between breaks I could actually do some research. Wisconsin, Michigan, which is what I was thinking of, played outside at Camp Randall Stadium in 2010. They played an outdoor game there. It was 4 years after the Lambeau one. That game drew more than 55,000 fans at Camp Randall back in 2010.
Camp Randall.
And I said, so I'll accept your apology at any time because you got after me pretty good there.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were talking about Camp Randall being the place where that game was played. We were talking about the Lambeau Field game where the Packers play, where they're looking to generate more income for the Packers by having a hockey game.
Hey, you talk to Sean Eichhorst. You think they're not trying to generate more revenue for the Wisconsin Athletics also? I mean,
I'm sure they are.
Let's play every hockey game outside this year.
Unfortunately, that wasn't our discussion. All right, Owen, we've taken enough of your meager time as it is. Time for Wowen.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
So, this past weekend, I was on a bachelor trip up north in St. Germain, Wisconsin.
Big weekend for the O-Dog.
It was a fun weekend. There was a group of 11 of us, and I particularly want to talk about Friday. We went golfing. I think it was one of the local municipal courses up there. And I don't get out to golf all that often. I was a baseball player growing up, so I always played baseball in the summertime, spring. I never really touched a golf club unless I went out with my dad to like the driving range. So my golf game really isn't that great. I still have fun doing it, and I think that's more important because when you have a group of 11 of us on a golf course, it's not going to go well, so you might as well just have fun doing it. And it was a good day. Played best ball. I think we shot an 81 across 18. So
Not bad.
We'll take it. There was a couple golfers in my group that they play more regularly. I feel like I'm starting to get to that point, though, where I should probably become a golf guy. Like, is there a certain point where you make that transition into becoming, like, a golf person in your life?
Jason?
No, you don't have to transition to golf. You're not required to golf. Period. Finn.
But what if I want to?
Then go
He
play.
likes it. He likes
Whatever
it.
makes you happy, go play.
Because my whole thing growing up was I can play golf when I'm older. I can't play baseball when I'm older. So I'm going to play baseball now while I'm young and can still play. But now I'm like at that point where I'm not playing baseball anymore. So I think I should start working on my golf game.
I saw something, this came up the other day too when I was talking to a friend. I saw this meme or something on social media a number of years ago. And it said every guy when he turns 30 falls into one of 5 hobbies. And it's like golf, smoking meat, woodwork, and I forget what the other 2 were. So maybe golf is going to become your hobby as you get a little bit older and you want to find your thing that keeps you busy and that you enjoy. Maybe golf's going to be that thing. So all the power to you. I'll go play. Hey, Nathan Stoughton might be looking for a sub.
Yeah.
He's not golfing the rest of the summer here in his league on Wednesdays with Tier 1 Tyler. So maybe we got some room for you if you want to perfect the craft and get in and get involved.
Yeah, I will just say that when we played our best ball scramble, they took 2 of my shots out of the whole 18 course day.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not
But
very good.
But you know what? I was expecting
Oh,
nothing.
no.
So those 2 shots that they took, I made 1 putt. I had a great day.
Yeah?
I was so happy with my performance. Somehow, some way, every time I would tee off, I would hit a tree and it would bounce into the fairway. I don't know how, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and run with it.
He's starting to love it. Does this remind you, Jason, of when your daughters started golfing or they found their love of the sport and this is what they wanted? This is what it would feel like, I would assume.
Yeah, sure. Look, one of the things that I have as an issue with golf is that you're dedicating, about 4 hours minimum if you're going to play 18 holes?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, probably more than that.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm Mr. Busy Guy, but I got a lot on my plate, and I don't have time for 4 hours. You want to go to the driving range for 45 minutes? I might be interested in that. I go with the girls and hit balls with them, but no, I don't have time for 4.5 hours on the golf course. How about pickleball, Owen?
Ooh,
I know a guy
like
that's got some
pickleball.
pretty good connections
Yeah.
to the pickler.
Yeah, I haven't played lately, but in high school, we would have tournaments with our gym class, and me and my best friend always ran those tournaments and earned Gatorades for
Nice.
ourselves. So I do like a good game of pickleball. I should start playing more often.
There you go.
Ryan in Milwaukee texts in on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. He says, be a slow pitch softball guy. A lot of fun, competitive, scratches the baseball itch if you were a baseball
Yeah,
guy.
I
That's
could
a
see
good
myself
one.
doing that too.
I did that. That I enjoyed. Whoa, and
Whoa, Nelly!
One more just quick hitter from the Bachelor weekend. The Friday morning before we went golfing, I guess the Bachelor of the trip was supposed to cook breakfast, but he didn't wake up until 11. Why is the Bachelor in charge of making breakfast on his own Bachelor
That
weekend?
makes no sense.
That makes no sense to me either. I didn't learn of that until we were on the way to golf, and I was like, are we going to have breakfast somewhere? And they're like, oh, Alex was supposed to make breakfast. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Why would he make his own breakfast at his bachelor party weekend? That he's not gonna.
Is
get
he a
up in
chef?
time to do
No,
like,
no.
Did he say he wanted to do that, or was he like
Maybe,
assigned?
but-
Like that's a bad job by the friend group.
Yeah.
No one should be assuming the Bachelor is going to be making breakfast at a bachelor party weekend. That's the last thing that should be on the Bachelor's plate for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to put the blame on the best man in that.
That's awful. Terrible job.
Agreed.
Whoa,
That has been Wowen.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Wowen. Good.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff. You're welcome. We will wrap up the show with the clip of the day, which I'm very curious to see what that might be. I'm sure it'll be something Jesse said.
Well, none of the ones he said don't clip me on this one. We won't have those available.
That's why I say those things. What I also say all the time is that if you've been injured in an accident, and I hope you never are, but if you have been, there's only one call to make, and that's the Gruberl offices. David and his team have been doing this for nearly 40 years. They are the best in the business. They will make sure that you get what you deserve. So make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Or go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Will Tucker Kraft be the NFL's highest paid tight end?
There's some guys you just have to bite the bullet and pay them. Micah Parsons is one of them. Jordan Love's another one. Tucker Kraft's one of those guys.
Your home for green and gold coverage. 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, training camp practices and preseason games are great opportunities for the guys up in Green Bay to make sure they're fully ready for the regular season. If they didn't work on things now, there could be some big mistakes that happen in the regular season when the games count. Well, the same goes for car maintenance. Get your vehicle checked before you go on that long road trip or an issue comes up during an important, busy time in your life. And there's no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Fix any issues before it counts. When it comes to your vehicle, take my word for it and trust the fantastic team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports. New episodes debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell joined Wilde and Tausch Friday morning, and he's more confident than ever in the identity of his football team heading into 2026.
We know inside this program what we want our identity to be. You know, we want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And I really do believe with the leadership and the things that we've done and how we've grown it, and to be quite honest with you, know it, with the adversity that we've taken, right? The punches we've taken, the ones that want to be about that, the ones that want that to be their identity and this identity as we grow this program are the ones that are here.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Baseball, Coors Light, and Molly and Jim? Now that's a tough lineup to beat. Hey, it's Jim Rutledge. Join ESPN Madison at headquarters in Oregon on Wednesday, July 29th. Molly Brown and I will be live after the Brewers game till 6 p.m. And while you're there, take advantage of headquarters deal on buckets of Miller or Coors Light at 6 for $19 during all Brewer games. That's right, all Brewers games. Grab a seat, grab a bucket, and come see Molly and Jim at headquarters in Oregon, July 29th.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, window, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the San Francisco Giants.
Terang into right center. It's back. All the way back and gone for Bryce.
Tune in tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
What I find odd about this offensive line for this year is that we're all talking about our uncertainty with them, and they've made some pretty major investments in every spot. Left tackle is a former first-round pick. Their left guard has made more than $50 million in his first year and a few months with the Green Bay Packers. They just re-signed Sean Ryan, a guy that they benched at right guard, to an extension. So there's an investment there. Anthony Belton is, at least as we open camp on Wednesday, their starting right guard. That's a prime pick. You expect those guys to be really good players. Obviously, at right tackle, we all know that Zach Tom is a very good player. All 5 of those guys, if those are your 5 starters, they all come with big investment, but they also all come with a question mark going into camp. If those guys are as good as Goody thinks they will be, everything's going to be fine.
Good to have you back, Jason.
What a clip.
Good to have you back.
It is good to be back. Packers will be back on the practice field on Wednesday. I'm guessing we will learn more about the players that will start on the PUP list. Curious to see if Devontae Wyatt starts there. I think Tucker Kraft will start there. Obviously, Micah Parsons will start there, but that'll be some of the housekeeping we'll find out in the next day or two as far as transactions. Jesse, I know you had to carry a lot of burden during my time away. Are you going to be back in your normal spot tomorrow? Are you co-hosting again? What do you got on your docket?
I think I'm producing. I guess I have to check the
I guess we'll have to wait and see. It'll be a surprise for all of us. We thank Owen for stepping into the breach so Jesse could step into the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. Takes a village. When Tausch is gone, we will continue to soldier on without him. We got some great cousin subs lined up. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin?